Hey guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I've been doing a little more puttering on the Ariens. And remember I showed you before this old, what is it, a Toro, yeah, this old Toro here. And I took the intake, actually all it is air filter tube going down to the carburetor. It's not the actual intake. But I took it off of here, and look at the size of that opening on that carburetor. Well, guess what? I took it over here. I haven't cleaned it or anything. And look at that. The threads match. It screwed right in, just like it was made for it. And not only that, let me back you out here a little bit. And now, after unscrewing the wing nut, the original filter is right there inside. And all I had to do was drill a hole, make the hole in the middle a little bit bigger. And look at that, slides right down over the whole thing. I can retain the oil bath filter that's in there. So a little cleanup, a little paint, man, that thing will be good to go. And it has a bracket down under here that, oh, I don't know if there's a bolt in the side of the motor or not, but we'll adapt it so it helps to support it. I think it's cool, just like that. And it kind of gets it out of the way of all the linkage, and it'll be out of the way for when we mount our gas tank on here, you know, kind of like that, something on that idea. Yeah, okay. And now here's the next thing I've been tinkering with, the exhaust. Now I've got several different configurations that I've been working on. I like this one mainly because the two pieces of pipe that I'm using to make it up are heavy gauge steel, and at the moment I just have this sitting on here, and it's just slid on over a piece of pipe like that. Here's another option that I have been tinkering with, is running this down here, and if I use this option I will probably cut the end closest to the motor back a little bit further to tuck this in a little more. But that would run right down alongside the frame, parallel with the frame like that. Or this is another possibility where, and I probably would shorten this up a little bit more, but I could run this down here like this. The only thing I don't like about this is I like to keep my lines running parallel. I had thought, you know, I'd go up here, but that's going to run right into the carburetor intake. And this would work all right. I mean, I could twist it down the bottom so it was kind of parallel down there. I don't know. So I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to do this like this, which I kind of like that. The problem with this is that I know that this pipe here is very, very thin gauge, as you can see. And unlike the other pipe, which is considerably heavier gauge, and in fact what I'm using just to mock this up when I have this set up on here is a piece of this pipe here, which happens to slide right inside, and it also slides inside there. And I can just kind of jam it in there, and yeah, well, you get the idea. So I don't know, I could run this kind of like that and maybe twist this out so it's pointing away from the carburetor, and I could actually tuck it in a little bit closer too, cut the end closest to the motor back a little more. So I'm thinking about it. Of course, there's no muffler on it either way we do this. And I'm thinking about that. I don't mind the loudness as long as the motor will perform properly. But sometimes these motors require a certain amount of back pressure to run right. So it's going to be a little bit of experimentation. I think my first try is going to be with a shorty. And I could always weld a little round muffler onto the end of that and have it sticking out here, you know, right over the tire. And that would work okay, I think. So there you have it. No more chattering. I'm going to get this cleaned up tomorrow and get this air cleaner set up, mounted on here. I'm really liking it. I really do. Now I just got to decide what color I'm going to paint it. If I'll paint that draft tube, I'll make it orange maybe with a chrome top on it. That would look good on there. Or I could paint it silver. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the orange. Get some more orange on here. You know what I mean? More orange. So, well, that's it for tonight. It's after 7. This old man's going in. So thanks again for watching, for commenting, and for all your subscribers. Till next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. Bye now.